Tolui Rotimi, a highly experienced ICT expert, astute business manager and industry captain, is the founder, managing director and chief executive officer of Atorj Technology Ltd, a notable ICT and telecommunication support service provider in Nigeria.
Atorj started as Atorj Ventures 35 years ago. The company was actually registered as Atorj Ventures in 1990. Just finished my JAMB and I went to trade fair then at the trade fair complex. And while I was there, I saw people lining up. So I said, what were they doing? They said they were registering companies. And I had some money with me then, I think 200 or 400, I can't remember. So I registered the company and registered for my sister as well. And so I didn't do anything with it until I got into my 200 level. And in my 200 level, I had a friend whose father needed a computer. It was a research company. And so they approached me and I got them a computer from the finance house that I just packed up. And so he asked for a second computer and I delivered a second computer. Then he asked me if I could maintain it. And I said yes. So my 200 level, I was maintaining his system. I employed a graduate who was doing that for me while I was in school, and I was paying him his salary. And so by the time I finished, I actually looked for a job, not really that seriously, but I said, okay, let me even see if I could get maybe work for a year or so, because I promised myself I was not going to ask my dad for anything anymore. And so I got a job and they offered me 12,000 naira. I mean, it started with 7,500. And I thought to myself that I would go all the way from the island. That was a lot of money then, but I didn't want to. I was looking at inconveniences. And so I went back to him and said it was too small. And so he offered me 12,500. And I said, okay, let me think about it. And then the next week, he called me to fix his computer. And I fixed it, I gave him a bill of 25,000 naira and he paid. So I thought to myself, if I was working for him, it would have been for free. So the next week, he called me for another computer, one of his colleagues, and I fixed it. 25,000 and he paid 50,000 in 2 weeks. So I thought to myself, I was not going to work for anybody again. So I looked at the inconveniences of waking up and having to go all the way to the island because I live on the mainland. And I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And so I tried to focus on the business. And so we started with assembly, computer assemblage. We were assembling computers, IBM compatibles for people, until we eventually moved into networking, and of course we've done so many other things after that. The main focus was that we thought to ourselves that businesses were finding it difficult to get into the technology space because at that time computer was very expensive. So we felt it was time for us to make business transactions seamless in such a way that they spend less and achieve more, and then make them realize the advantage of having a computer, what it can do compared to when they don't have. And so over time, we've been able to make them realize that they can actually spend less, make more money with technology. And so that was the focus initially. And that's why our vision is to be an international company of repute. And our mission, one of our missions is that we want to help people to spend less and make more using technology. And also to help us, our colleagues, my colleagues, because I call them my colleagues, not really staff, because some of them have been with us for over 20 years. And so we've been able to ensure that they grow with the business. They grow with the business and they identify niche where we can actually get into, and we've been very lucky with a lot of them. Because in Nigeria, human capital is very rare, getting very good, and